Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cloud-to-Cloud Backup Powered by Carbonite session. My name is Alan Herman. I'm the Iron Cloud Partner Services Manager here at Iron Mountain. And today we're going to be talking about Cloud-to-Cloud Backup, also known as Software as a Service data protection. And we're going to talk about some of the challenges there, as well as the Iron Mountain Software as a Service backup offering. I'm going to pass it over to Alex to introduce himself.
Yes, thanks, Alan. Hello, everybody. My name is Alex Conkar. I am the National Partner Account Manager from Carbonite, covering Iron Mountain. So, Alan, I'll kick this off. So, as Alan was mentioning, we're here to really talk about SaaS backup and why that's important, or what we call cloud-to-cloud backup, right? So if you rewind a little bit, a couple of years ago, COVID-19 happened, right? We already saw the world kind of transitioning more into collaboration tools and working from home, different things like that. Part of the pandemic is that sped everything up there. It required a lot of organizations to figure out how they can enable their workforce to maintain business continuity, keep business moving, keep business transacting, while everybody is now forced to work from home. When we all used to go in the office, we had, nice traditional physical network office settings. You could come in, security was going to be utmost importance. You're within the organization's network, different things like that. All of that's changed. We're all at home. We all have to figure out different ways to protect our systems, right? So we saw that massive increase of SaaS applications such as Microsoft 365, Google, Box, Dropbox, Salesforce, things like that. We saw that need and the adoption need for that grow tremendously out in the marketplace. And I think at one point, Microsoft was growing around 800 to 900% over plan.
Yeah, and what's interesting too is from Iron Mountain's perspective, we started this journey before COVID in the 2018 to 2019 timeframe. And so we shifted to Google Workspace prior to COVID hitting. So we were kind of ahead of the game here.
Awesome. And as we were saying, kind of going along with the need, but there is a big gap out in the market from what customers are interpreting other organizations are protecting of theirs and or not. And I think the biggest thing out there as we see is a lot of organizations feel because they are using a SaaS cloud provider that their data is protected, right? We'll get into a little bit more of what that means. It doesn't mean, but due to that misunderstanding out in the marketplace, that's caused, we've seen 81% of companies have lost that data that they have safeguarded up in these SaaS type environments. 35% of those organizations solely rely on that SaaS provider to protect their data. And then 25% of them say malicious detection is their top cause of SaaS data loss. So there still is a massive need of protecting your data. And Alan, if you want to move on to the next. And part of that need is these SaaS providers, and maybe the part of the miscommunication, right? But these SaaS providers are not responsible for your data. You as the organization, you as the customer, you're the one making the data, you're the one responsible for protecting the data. These organizations, as you can see on the right-hand side, I'm not going to read all of them, but all of those organizations essentially recommend to you, even within your own service agreement that you sign with them, that you use third-party applications to back up these services to make sure you have full control over your data. Again, these SaaS providers are not responsible for it. Now, if you take a look at Microsoft and just to take a look at what's in theirs, it's called a shared responsibility model. That's going to sound exactly as it is. It's a shared responsibility. Microsoft's going to be responsible for a certain portion of it. You as the customer are responsible for the other part. Again, I can't be more clear on it. It is your data. You're responsible for your data. Microsoft's responsibility in this model is to keep their data center, their network, their operating systems, their servers, everything up and running to give you access within that 365 infrastructure. But again, the data you put into that is not their responsibility. This is where the need and the challenge comes for a lot of organizations out in the market is, how do you protect that data? What's the best strategy in doing that, knowing now that these organizations are not protecting it for you, but Microsoft's going to be more worried about keeping their four walls up and running versus protecting your exact data in there.
Yeah, and what's interesting about this, Alex, is there have been a number of studies and surveys done, and a lot of IT professionals, these are not just customers, these are IT professionals at customer sites that that didn't realize that they were responsible for this. And so it's really important that we, get this information out, because a lot of customers could be exposed in this space.
Oh, exactly. And that's why you see some of the previous stats, right? 80-something% of organizations have actually lost data up that they thought was being protected.
Yeah, and Microsoft announced recently too that they're actually working on a backup solution. So they are recognizing the fact that they do need to provide this service. And us as Iron Mountain, we have these services available currently. And so in addition to taking our word and Microsoft's word, you can see some of the heavy hitters in the industry are talking about it too. Here's some quotes from Gartner and Forrester regarding this.
And so to get in a little bit about the solution we're here to talk about today, now that you understand the need out in the marketplace, it's your data, it's your responsibility. There's a lot of vendors out there trying to also protect this data, right? They all will do it a little bit differently. Our solution's been around since early 2000, so we're not just jumping into it now. We're just recognizing the need and piecemealing our solution together. This solution has been a gold standard out there. And at the end of the day, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's cloud-to-cloud backup, right? So we're going to take that data, we're going to back it up directly to a separate hypervisor. Now, that's going to be very important for you to understand. So we're going to pull that data out of Microsoft Azure, we're going to pull it out of Azure, and we're going to put that data into AWS. This is just going to add another layer of redundancy for you that will protect further against data loss, right? There's always planned downtime, unplanned downtime, things happen, systems go down, servers break. So we feel by putting it in a separate hypervisor, that's going to further reduce that risk for you of needing to get your data back and it's not available. So really, in a nutshell, we'll protect against that data loss, whether that's a data breach, ransomware. We'll give our customers unlimited retentions, unlimited backups, right? So those retentions are a point in time that you're going to be able to recover your data from. So in the instance of ransomware, if you got infected on a Monday, you would just restore your previous day's backup from Monday, before Monday, and then you would basically wipe out that ransomware. You don't need to pay the ransom, and you get your systems back up and running. We give very flexible and granular restoration of items. So if you think within SharePoint, for example, right? Instead of rewinding the entire SharePoint site to get one document back for one person, we actually have the granular capability to just grab that one document for that person as it looked on that point in time, or as it looked on that single day, and restore it to that person. Again, you can browse daily snapshots, you can run searches, you do all sorts of different things within the tool, but our customers feel a lot more secure, and we give them that full redundancy capability as well.
Yeah, thanks, Alex. And maybe we want to highlight this whole thing about cloud-to-cloud backup. So we're not doing anything at the customer site. We are going from cloud to cloud. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, excellent point to bring up there, right? So again, there is no requirements. We're not going to be touching the customer's network. The customer does not need any on-premise infrastructure in order to download the data to and then back it up to a different cloud. All we're using is all the Microsoft Azure and AWS. It's going to be their bandwidth because it's taken it from their data center into the AWS data center. You will never touch the customer's environment unless they need to recover any of that data. Then they can recover it to where they need it to.
I think this is a good time to maybe tell us a little bit more how this works, Alex.
Right. So out of the ease of simplicity, right? That's kind of how they built this in the back of their mind, is to keep it as simple as possible for our customers to understand out in the market, right? So first of all, from a pricing perspective, it's all a single license. Excuse me, it's all a single license. So however many users you have in Microsoft 365, that's how many licenses you need. Again, we'll do unlimited retentions, unlimited storage. So that's going to take some of that burden off of your shoulders to have to figure out, well, if I have 90 days of retentions, how much storage is that going to add? It's going to give you a very predictable cost model, but by just matching it from license to license. Also, setup is very, very easy, very basic. There's about 6 steps to go through. At the end of the day, professional services is included with the license costs. So if you do require any assistance to get the system up and running and configured, that is available to you at no additional cost. And also 24/7/365 support is available to you in this. So we cover the full suite, like I said, of Microsoft 365, Google, Salesforce, Box, and Dropbox.
Yeah, and that's a good thing to point out. I really like the unlimited retention and unlimited storage, and then the basic per seat price for the M365 backup. I mean, this is not much math going on here, so it's pretty straightforward. So tell me, as a user, I'm using this and I lose a file or an email. What do I do to get it back?
Good question. So, right, you'll log into your portal that you'll have access to. You as the admin would log into that, and you would just browse.
So I'm the admin, or there's a separate admin?
This is all an admin-based user console. So our customers that we work with, they don't want their individual end users doing the restores. It's all managed within the admin console. That admin, you would tell the admin what file you need back. They would log into that, grab that file, and recover it for you and send it back to you.
Okay, and now if my admin needs help, what do they do?
As far as help goes from a customer service standpoint, that's always available to them. But the browser is a very intuitive user interface, right? It will literally walk you through. There's a recover button, walk you through. It'll bring up kind of a map of what the days are that you have available, and you grab whatever point in time that you need and drill down to the file you need, and you'll be able to recover the data that was lost.
Okay, great. And since we talked about the M365, now that's unlimited retention, unlimited use, but some of the other products like Box and Dropbox, their pricing model is a little bit different, isn't it?
That's true. That's correct. So Box and Dropbox, they don't license their customers as a user base. Everything they have is storage based. So we had to come up with the cost model that mimics that. So we do have storage based cost models available. And that's really for Box and Dropbox. I would say 99.9% of our customers, when it comes to Google, Microsoft, Salesforce, they're going to want to match the user licensing. It gives them that cost predictability, and it's easy to match that one-to-one versus looking at the storage aspect of it.
Okay, thank you.
As you can see here, we have data centers located around the world. A lot of organizations anymore are global companies, right? They'll have access to different parts of different regions throughout the world. So we're going to have data centers in every one of those regions to keep your data sovereignty laws intact, right? So you can have users in the US, you can have users in the UK. They will all back up to the data centers that are within their region, again, to keep that data sovereignty laws available for you. So to wrap things up a little bit, these are the three big benefits our customers see. We help them improve productivity in business. We have an automated backup tool. They don't need to get in there and click it once a day, make sure the backup happens. Once you configure it up front, it's a set it and forget it, right? So it happens automatically in the background. You only need to log in there if there's something you need to change, do a recovery, or validate anything like that. So that gives our customers a lot more productivity to be working on other projects versus making sure the backup happened the night before. Again, we're going to secure that SaaS data, which previously maybe was not protected. We're going to secure that SaaS data for you to give you full access to your own data, to give that access back to you as well. And we're going to maintain regulatory compliance. The data is going to be encrypted in flight, and also with the data centers that we have around the world, we're going to keep those data sovereignty laws intact for you to help maintain that regulatory compliance that may be different from country to country.
Yeah, I really like the unlimited retention and data storage, the simple math.
So I know we talked today all about cloud to cloud. We are a full suite data protection organization. So whether that's servers, laptops, the SaaS as we talked about today, we're going to have solutions available to you to protect your data. We can really customize to meet any RTO, RPO objective you have within your organizations. We'll protect physical, virtual, SaaS workloads. It doesn't matter, all within a single organization.
Yeah, and one of the more popular ones is just the server backup solution, which allows customers to basically take their environment. They may have an old tape environment and they may want to back up to cloud, so we can back up and eliminate tape on their environment. Another one for asset lifecycle management, you can see the migrate workloads. So we're able to take data off of servers prior to them being disposed of. So when we're talking asset lifecycle management, we need to get back in the life cycle of that solution and talk to customers and provide our customers with solutions there as well. And then the most recent one is advanced email encryption. So for heavily regulated environments that want to encrypt their email, we have a very nice, mature solution in that space as well. So I guess with that, that is most everything that we wanted to cover today. Were there any closing remarks, Alex?
No, the only closing remark I have is you can see here how to request a demo, get access to us. We're happy to show you and show you how our solutions work at any time. So thank you.